told you I was going to do it. Here's the review on the Quantum Smoke X. It's a new reel that Quantum's been teasing everybody about on their Instagram, Facebook page for a while now. I even emailed asking questions when it was going to come out. I was pretty excited to see it, and it's finally here. I think you can get it on Tackle Warehouse now. I know you can get it on Quantum's website, and it's pretty impressive. It's a little bit cheaper than the Smoke S3. It has a lot different paint scheme to it. It's pretty appealing. I'm not a huge gold fan, but it really is a pretty eye-popping paint scheme to it. So as you can see, it's like a matte blue finish, and it has that gold highlights to it. And it really is sweet. And it has the turn dial for the line size for you, which is very convenient. Helps you keep track of what reel has what on it. I'll be honest, it really isn't much different than the S3. You can look at it side by side. The S3 and the Smoke X are pretty much the same reel. The only difference is the Smoke S3 does seem to be a little bit lighter. I know they use maybe a little bit different material on the body of the Smoke S3 to get it to be a little bit lighter, and the reel handle's slightly different. But with that said, I actually like the reel handle better on the Smoke X, and that's because of the grips. These grips aren't the EVA foam, they're like a rubber, and it feels like that they would be really tacky and when it gets wet, and I feel like they feel really comfortable in the hand. This is an 8-to-1, I believe. Yes, this is an 8-to-1. They come into, I think they have a 5-3-to-1, 6-6-to-1, or 6-1-to-1. I think it's a 6-1-to-1, 7-3-to-1, and an 8-1-to-1. I use the 8-1, the higher speed reels. I've actually kind of went away from using really low speed reels. I use high speed reels for almost everything now. You seem to get better hookups, and they seem to have plenty of power as long as you don't go over 8-to-1. I've used some other brands. Once you get over that 8-to-1 gear ratio range, you lose a lot of power, it seems like, and it takes a lot more effort, should I say, to actually reel, so like a fish out of a grass mat, for example. But so far, I really like them. I haven't got to fish with them yet. They seem to be exactly the same as the Smoke S3, other than maybe the weight difference, and price point is a little bit cheaper, and the handle's a little bit different. Other than that, they seem to be about the same. I also bought some Quantum rods recently that I wanted to show you guys. This is the Vapor. It's a 7'2" medium heavy Vapor with a Smoke X on it. It actually looks really good with the Smoke X, the Vapor does, because the Vapor has the gold accents. The Smoke X also has gold accents. So it looks really good. If you're looking at Quantum rods, I know there's not a whole lot of videos out there online right now about which rod's good for what, or a lot of details on Quantum rods and reels in general. But the Quantum Vapor rod seems to be a little bit more of a parabolic bend and a little bit less sensitive than the Smoke S3 rod. It would be better for things like chatterbait or I don't know, crankbait, rattle trap, any spinnerbait, things that are reaction baits. Just the parabolic bend would be a little bit better for that, and they're a little bit less sensitive, because you can literally pick up the Quantum Vapor 7'2" medium heavy, and then you can go to the Quantum Smoke S3 7'2" medium heavy, and you can feel a significant difference in action, and there is a little bit difference in sensitivity. The Smoke S3 is a little bit lighter, but it's not significant. And it, like I said, it is a little bit stiffer, so this would be better for maybe flipping or jig, Texas rigs, things like that. So Smoke S3 is a little bit stiffer. The Vapor is more of a reaction bait type rod, in my opinion. I also bought a Quantum Smoke S3 7-foot medium light. So there's a lot of bait or a lot of companies out right now, especially with casting rods. It's really hard to find a medium light. Well, is what I think Quantum did is, because their Smoke S3 blank is a little bit faster tapers and faster tips. I think they went to a medium light because, in my opinion, the medium light is more like a medium. And honestly, their medium is kind of in between a medium heavy and a medium. It seems like they opened up a little bit of a door there to a rod that's kind of in between a medium and a medium heavy. And this medium light would be great for like square bills, small square bills, or even like a 1.5. I think it has plenty of backbone to handle like a 1.5, and it would be a phenomenal jerkbait rod. That's kind of what I bought it for, and it seems to be really light, has a perfect action, good tip, and I'm really impressed by it. I'm excited to put this to work on Michigan BFLs this year, throwing a jerkbait, and also throwing a little square bill around here in Ohio. And finally, we have the Quantum Accurist shallow cranking rod, which is a 7-foot medium moderate. It's I believe it's either a composite or a glass rod. You can tell by the thickness of it. It's a lot thicker of a rod. I'm pretty sure it's glass, and it might be composite. Not sure, but either way, it's been a really good rod. I actually got it through the summer, so I've actually got to fish with this one quite a bit, and it handles 1.5s really well. I've thrown a DT10 on it, so like a little bit bigger, medium diving, I guess, crankbait, not a deep diver, but medium diver, and it seems to handle it pretty well. The only thing is when you get to those little bit bigger crankbaits that dive a little bit deeper, this handle is a little bit short, so it's a little bit harder to control those bigger crankbaits, and it might wear you out a little bit, but it definitely can handle them, and I've thrown it on it, and it does perfectly fine. And it can go down and even throw, you can even throw like 1.0s on it, and it still casts it really well. So it's a really well-rounded cranking rod, and it's great for the money. I think they run about $120. I might be wrong, it might only be $100, but I'm not sure. And it seems like a really awesome rod, and it's pretty light for a glass or composite rod. The Vapor, which I didn't mention this, runs a little bit more than that. I think it's 120 or 140 in that range. And the Quantum Smoke S3 runs about 150, I believe. So there's your kind of price points, roughly between 100 and 120 to 140, and 150-ish for the Smoke S3. I also have Smoke S3 spinning rods. They seem to be really nice. I had a friend buy one over the summer, and I really, really, really liked it. So I went ahead and bought 3 of them, and I have the 7'2" medium light, and it is going to be an awesome drop shot rod, and honestly an awesome all-around rod for a spinning rod, especially having that little bit better extra length. That actually helps a lot on the Great Lakes with the extra length, because the smallmouth on the Great Lakes will jump so high. It actually helps with the extra tip to keep a little bit more control and keep the slack out of your line, and I really, really like them. So hopefully this helps. And hopefully you definitely consider all Quantum products when you're buying, and especially that Smoke X. It'll be the new deal for under 150 bucks. As I've said, I don't know if I said this in past videos or not, but in my opinion, Smoke S3 is the best reel for under 200 bucks right now, and I'm really curious to see how this thing performs. I'm not sure if it'll be better than the Smoke S3, but it's definitely going to be darn good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe, and I'm going to keep making some more videos for you and keep you updated on my tournament season. We will see how this year goes. Last year was kind of a little bit of a disaster. I had a lot of boat issues. I had just some trailer problems, just an enormous amount of, if something could go wrong, it went wrong last year. So hopefully this year's a little bit smoother. We did a lot of work to the boat this year. Have got it ready for this year. I was planning on fishing Toyota Series. That kind of fell through, so we're going to stick to the Michigan BFLs this year, save up some more money for one more year, and either fish the Opens or the Toyotas next year. So anyways, keep you updated. Please subscribe, and have a great holiday season.